You're having a wonderful holiday season. Of course, Christmas is this week, and you're very busy unwrapping gifts, seeing what Santa Claus bought you, but you may not be as busy as this guy, Scott Stapler. He is the athletic director for Huntsville City Schools and also the director of the Huntsville City Basketball Classic, which takes place later on this week. Thanks for being on with us today. Scott, are you ready for another year of a big tournament?
I love the Christmas time of year because you get to spend time with family, but I love the Classic, and I just can't wait to get this thing underway and well right after Christmas.
We've got a lot of great teams once again participating. I'm just going to run down the list.
Yeah.
Mae Jemison, the defending champions. You got Austin, Decatur Heritage, the defending 1A champion. Huntsville High, who's the host this year. James Clemens, Fairfield out of the Birmingham area, Hazel Green, Bob Jones, Muscle Shoals, just to name a few. By having such a great amount of teams, does that mean that we're going to translate over to having some great basketball on the hardwood?
I think so for sure, Mo. You know, we've got the latest poll in the state. 10 of the 16 schools are ranked in the top 10, and most of them in the top 5. So we've got terrific coaches. We've got outstanding players. I'd say we probably have anywhere between 15 to 20 Division I, either signees or prospects in the field. So I think we'll have some great games. And the first round matchups, I think, are really good, too.
Howard Pride became the first guy to win the tournament as a player
Yeah.
and then lead a team to a championship as a coach. Do you think he has a shot at doing it for 2 years in a row?
I do. You know, I mean, he's done a fantastic job at Jemison, and Howard's a great person. He's done a great job with that team, and of course, I think they're playing as well as anybody in the state. There's anybody for sure in our field. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them have a chance to win it again.
Okay. Now, of course, we're taking a look at some of these other teams. In Fairfield, they've been a squad that has been making deep runs. Do you think they may be someone who could actually make Mae Jemison run for their money?
They do. You know, they came up and played at Mae Jemison maybe the first or second game of the season. Maurice Ford is their coach, who was a Johnson High coach, you know, for a few years back, and he's got a big 6'8" kid, about 250 or 260 inside. He thinks he got a chance to come win this thing, so we're excited about having Coach Ford and Fairfield in the tournament.
Now, of course, I remember a couple of years ago, this tournament had moved over to the VBC, and there were certain comments that went towards it. So now we're back to having it inside a high school. With you being the one running the tournament, how great do you think it can continue to be by being back in that packed gym high school atmosphere?
You know, I think that's the reason to put it back there. When I had a chance to come back and run the tournament, I talked to all the coaches, especially the city coaches, and just said, hey, give me some feedback, because I don't want to mess anything up. And to a person, they all said, hey, we want it back at Huntsville High, we want it back into a high school gym. Like you said, they love that packed environment where it's hard to get a ticket in there. Mm-hmm. You can't replicate that in a bigger place like the VBC, which is a great arena. But the coaches like that tight environment, loud in there, and so that's what they were looking for, and I'm glad we were able to put it back to Huntsville.
Now, there are some special deals for this year as far as ticket-wise. I'd love for you to elaborate on that.
Yeah, you know, we're trying something different on a limited basis. We've got 30 courtside seats we're going to sell this year. And those will be for $100 each, but they guarantee your seat right there. I think there's 15 on one side of half court and 15 on the other.
Okay.
We've kind of talked about that the past couple of years, and we're going to try it this year. I think we've already sold 10. So I hope they go quick. They're a great seat for sure. Be right there on top of the action.
Now, of course, you've been around basketball for a long time. You're a former player that played in this tournament. Your dad has been around for a long time. So with all that being said, how have you seen it change to where it's been a positive impact upon the city of Huntsville?
That's a great question. I remember, of course, when it started in '83, I was getting ready to come into high school, I think, maybe middle school at that time. And just to see the great players that have played in it, you can almost everybody in this community has either played in this tournament or come to it as a basketball fan. So I think probably some plan their holiday after Christmas plans about the tournament. And so, man, I think it's a great product. I hope that we continue to put good teams into it.
All right, just on a final note, the tournament begins when?
It's the 26th, the day after Christmas at 9 a.m. We'll play 8 games on the 26th, starting at 9, every hour and a half. So you can come the first day, see all 16 teams, come post up in the gym that day, and you get to see some great basketball.
All right, we want to thank Scott Stapler, former coach, former player, and everyone knows him right now. He's now the Huntsville City Schools athletic director and also the director of the Huntsville City Basketball Classic. You can see him working hard, running up and down the courts this upcoming week at this big tournament. We've got more with Sports Extra coming up after the break.